Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, biggest news has to be Anthony Joshua getting his butt whooped. That's where we left off. That's where it is. Anthony Joshua got his butt whooped, butt handed to him by Oleksandr Usyk, the undisputed cruiserweight champion, now unified heavyweight champion. Only needs one more belt to be undisputed in both divisions. A living legend, in my opinion. I say it all the time. This is nothing new. This has nothing to do with him beating Anthony Joshua. I was even saying it doesn't really matter what he does in heavyweight because his legacy is sealed, becoming undisputed and going to everyone's backyard to do so. So with that being said, it's the man, in my opinion, right now. Oleksandr Usyk. It's nothing to be said here. Now, something interesting, though, that I want to let you guys know about, right? Oleksandr Usyk says, hey, when we have the rematch, I want the rematch to be in Kiev, in the Ukraine, in Kiev, right? And so that's going to be interesting because I think that Joshua, probably knowing Joshua and all these contracts, it shouldn't even be a rematch, right? Because Usyk is the mandatory. But, Joshua gets these special things, and Joshua's always in England, and they're going to probably want to fight for it to be in England. Let me explain something. I got 5 reasons, right? Or more, actually, but about 5 reasons why Usyk asking for the fight to be in Ukraine is a good thing for Anthony Joshua, right? That's why. And I'll tell you why I think Anthony Joshua should accept this, that it's going to be in the Ukraine, and just accept it from Oleksandr Usyk and just go into the Ukraine and don't get into the mind games. Because at the end of the day, I don't think Usyk really gives a damn if it's in the Ukraine. I just know that he knows that will get under Joshua's skin. So Joshua got to at least play like he don't care. Well, listen, I'll have it in Ukraine, right? Because Usyk done already stated he'll fight Joshua in space. And we believe him that he'll fight Joshua anywhere, right? That's just not said because Usyk has been everywhere, right? So, not 5 reasons why this is good for Anthony Joshua, why Anthony Joshua should fight him in Ukraine. First of all, obviously, it'll be total focus. Total focus, right? Like, Rocky 4. You have to go somewhere and get yourself prepared in a different way than you normally do, right? You got to prepare for something that's not going to be normal. We don't have any distractions. Nobody in your family talking about give me some tickets, right? Nobody in your family telling you, hey, can you leave a day out of training because we got to do this with the kids, or we got to do this, this is the anniversary, or whatever goes down at home, right? None of that. No distractions whatsoever. And I think that would be, that's the number 1 reason why I think that he should go to the Ukraine and fight him. Number 2 is it's humbling. This whole thing is humbling. And it's humbling because, Anthony Joshua, he was, I'm not going to say he wasn't focused. I know he was focused, right? I know he knows that Oleksandr Usyk is good, but I don't think he respected Usyk's punching power. And I thought he thought that he was going to win no matter what because he was saying he can outbox him. He was saying he was stronger than him. So either way that it went down, in Joshua's mind, his scenario was he was going to win the fight no matter what. And when he was coming out in the ring walk and high-fiving everybody and hugging everybody, and it was just, it seemed like he didn't, it was, not as much respect as he should have had for Usyk. And I think this experience of losing to Usyk is a humbling experience, right? And going over there into Ukraine, is going to be good and humbling because no fireworks for you, no extras. You just walking out and you might mess around and get booed, and you have to deal with that, with the lead up, with everything, the lead up, the weeks before, with this a humbling experience, not trying to take care of being in charge of the negotiations and the A side and all of that stuff, all that thrown out the window, humbling himself to get over here and go over to this guy's backyard and beat him. That would be the second reason, because it's humbling, right? The third one is obvious too. It's a must win for AJ at this point, right? If you want to be a major player in the heavyweight division, then it's a must win. He's got to go over to Ukraine and beat old boy, right? Definitely. Because if you don't, right, then all of this talk about, hey, I'll fight, Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury even after the loss. First of all, if you lose twice to Usyk, ain't nobody trying to hear that, right? Because, I don't want to say this too much, because I'm not trying to get on AJ like that, but, he gets hurt in every fight. Those straight left hands from Usyk was hurting him. The overhand rights, or not overhand rights, but right hooks that went over his jab. Those are kind of hurting Anthony Joshua. From Oleksandr Usyk, do we really believe that the right hand from Deontay Wilder is not going to hurt this guy? No, no one believes that. And if Usyk can hurt him, then so can Tyson Fury. Right? If Usyk can piece him up, Tyson Fury is at least longer than Usyk. It'll be coming, he's a orthodox fighter, but Tyson Fury at 6'9", 270, that's an issue too, right? But I think that that this obviously shows that AJ needs to stay away from Deontay Wilder, because he's going to get hit a few times, and it's not going to end like that, So and Deontay Wilder's coach is not going to say, hey, don't knock him out, like Oleksandr Usyk's coach said. And losing again to Usyk, a smaller man, again, that's gonna put him out of there where people are not gonna want to have him fight one of the very best. He's gonna have to, like everyone else, go rebuild at that point, right, and fight someone else. And you're gonna mess around with those someone else's that are not scared of you no more, right? Then them someone else's get very, very good. Because the little lesser echelons are waiting. Got to go. Joseph Parker will fight him again. Dillian White will fight him again. Luis Ortiz will fight him for the first time, and Ortiz is the favorite in that fight. You see what I'm saying? Dillian White against Joshua. If Joshua loses against Usyk, is a 55-45 for Joshua, maybe. You know what I mean? Joseph Parker, same thing, right? Those are just those. I ain't saying nothing about Felix Herkovich, Joe Joyce, stuff like that. To a lesser extent, even a Daniel Dubois, a Yagba. It's a few things out there that, Joshua better not lose to Usyk, is what I'm trying to say. So it's a must-win for AJ. That's number 3. Number 4, and this is a good one. Oleksandr Usyk don't fight at home. He don't know nothing about that. He don't know nothing about fighting in Kiev, man, since a long time ago. All this significant work that he's done, right? To beat Michael Hunter and then going to the WWF's tournament, beating everybody at their house, and then beating 2 people in England with Tony Bellew and Anthony Joshua now. All of that stuff, right, has been away. He don't know nothing about fighting in Kiev. He going to be the first nervous for the first time, probably. At least this is what Joshua would need. Joshua needs Usyk to not be in his comfort zone. Usyk in Kiev is not Usyk's comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? And I know it, like as an athlete, any athletes out there that play in team sports or any kind of sports, but team sports, tell the truth. Didn't you like to play away, to shut fans up more so than just to hear your home fans cheering? I know I did. When you got the fans at another gym or arena or whatever you playing in, booing you and personally booing you, then you doing something. You doing something. Every athlete will tell you that. Everyone will tell you that. It ain't but nothing better than shutting people up. So Usyk loves that. So at home, having people cheering and stuff like that, that's stuff he ain't trying to hear, really. It's not, and then all this, I'm training in Kiev around everybody I know, and everybody's starting to, wanting to, come around you and stuff, and you getting the attitude because there's people in Kiev you knew the whole time that wasn't really down with you, but all of a sudden now you heavyweight champion, and now everybody's down with you and wanting tickets and stuff. All those little things are little distractions that you have at home that you don't have away. Now that is something that would put Usyk in a position where it's probably not as comfortable as going away and focusing on the task at hand. That's a small chance for Joshua. I think that's number 4. Number 5 is, let me tell you something. Fighting at home, especially when you ain't been there for a while, has happened to the best of them. And I'll tell you one. And matter of fact, it's funny because it's Ukraine, right? In Ukraine, the Klitschko's, both of them are awesome. Both of Klitschko's are Hall of Famers. Both Klitschko's are some bad dudes. I would say that Vitaly's a little bit better because of the simple fact that Vitaly had a better chin, right? But those guys are definitely awesome. I think we can all agree. But they fought a long time away from home, fighting in Germany and other parts of Europe, right? And they went over. They wanted to go to Ukraine to showcase their talents and fight. A little easier fights. I think Vitaly's fight was not as easy as Vladimir's, but Vladimir was fighting a journeyman named Ross Purity. Now Ross Purity has had 1 or 2 wins. I forget against who, where he kind of highlighted he can fight, but he was there to basically get beat by Vladimir Klitschko. And Vladimir Klitschko was in Kiev trying to knock him out early, and he was able to withstand Vladimir Klitschko's onslaught. And at the end, basically pushed Vladimir Klitschko down from exhaustion. But Ross Purity withstood what Vladimir had to offer, and all that anxiety and that fighting at home and wanting to show something to your home fans tired him out, and he lost that fight. Matter of fact, I think that was his first loss, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was Vladimir's first loss, or first or second loss. So, and that happened also in Kiev. So there's a bad omen there for you. So if I was Anthony Joshua and the guy said, hey, we fight in Kiev, especially even how the world looks at Joshua as being spoiled and pampered, then damn it, go on to Kiev and beat him up. Right? Because you're fighting a little 220-pound dude who goes to everybody's backyard to do it. Right? Which makes him awesome, more awesome than most everybody fighting. So go over there and beat him in his home. Give him a taste of his own medicine. I think that's what Anthony Joshua should do. And I think those are the 5 reasons, right? We said number 1 was the total focus, right? He'd have to be total focused. Number 2, he's humbling for him, right? This whole scenario of what's been going down is humbling. Number 3, it's a must-win for Anthony Joshua, for sure. Number 4, fighting at home is definitely different for Oleksandr Usyk. Might make him a little uncomfortable. Number 5, it happened to a Hall of Famer in Kiev in Vladimir Klitschko. So let's see what happens. Those are my 5 reasons why I think Anthony Joshua should go ahead and say, you know what? Yeah, if we're going to have the rematch, I'm okay with it being in Kiev. Let's see what he does, though. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.